Hey, what's up? It's Spancercoots here, back with some more World of Warplanes. And as you know, with the event going on this week, a lot of people are playing. So it's really cool to see a lot of people in the games. Some of them can get kind of crazy. You look to the left, you look to the right, there's players finding out of nowhere. Caps are being flipped like nothing. And this was just a crazy battle that I had. And as you can see at the lineup, pretty much all specialized tier 10s. There's 2 expert pilots on the other team, as with the flight also. So I just knew this was going to be a crazy battle already, and I thought it might be kind of interesting because on this map there's only 2 mining plants basically that are worth anything. So I thought maybe there's a slight chance because there's only so many caps that people can flip, right? There's only 2 mining plants, but just look how fast these caps get flipped. Okay, we happen to cap ours. And then this guy, he's already pretty much in the center, already heading toward our base already. He didn't even bother with that because he knows that the other bombers are going to get it. And I don't think I've seen caps being flipped this quickly before. And here's the other tier 10 bomber, and he's going to disappear because he's got a full camo build with that, I'm sure. Probably a navigation radio. So it's very hard to see them come, and they're already on the mining plant. Check it out, they're already, you can see the mini map, 2 bombers are already there. So I'm just gonna, these kind of games are crazy. Like I said, a lot of people are playing, and it just pushes you to your limit. You know, there's no room for error, and I know it's gotta be full balls to the wall. Every single cap counts, every single bomb that you drop counts. So I come in here, drop 1 bomb there, and then I try to get 2 on the factory, and then 1 heading out here. And usually if you want to cap the mining plant in 1 swoop, you need to get the factory and then 2 heavily armored ground targets. And as you can see, I have the full premium consumables on this to do more blast radius, because during this time people want to get capture points, right? So I'm just thinking the best way to do that is to just get all the premium consumables. So we each capped each other's mining plant so easily. So then I'm coming over here and I'm thinking maybe the key is going to be capping these air bases to kind of push the points in our favor. And I see this ground attack here, and I decide to drop some bombs to see if I can get him. Look how much damage I caused. I almost get in here. Look at that. 1600 HP, and I just missed them. So that was pretty crazy myself. I would never, I don't think I've really done that before. Expected to be able to successfully bomb a GA. But since there's so many players, there's so many things going on, those crazy things kind of happen. You know, usually in a tier 10 match, it's 1 human per side, and it's a 20% chance that they're in a GA or whatever, a bomber. You know, usually it's going to be in a fighter. So I escape. They get the 2 mining plants here, so I'm thinking, alright, this is pretty much how I expected this battle to go. I didn't think we would even have a slightest chance to win against 2 expert pilots in specialized tier 10 bombers. You just don't see that ever, really. And my team, we have 2 ground attackers, and they have 1. And then, but the key is they have an XF90, so I knew I always have to watch out for that. So the battle's going along, and I'm going to make another run, and because I know I'm going to have some help, I don't necessarily have to go for the 2 heavily armored ground targets. So 1 there, 2 on the factory, and then 1 heading out. And then I'm just like the enemies are, I'm just going to go straight to the other base already. But we just see our mining plant just ticked over, right? Check out how fast they're going to flip it. Okay, the XF90 is coming in and gets me here. I was out of boost anyway. And man, those guys, they can cap the mining plant in 1 passage. You know, they know the game so well. They know all the mechanics. I know those bombers. They even drop the bombs before the caps are flipped. So if they're at altitude and they see that the seconds are ticking off, they drop their bombs before it even ticks over. See how it ticks over and you have about a 25-second or 30-second countdown? The bomb's already dropping, so right when it flips, their bombs are already hitting. And look at that, we just almost at the same exact time, 17 seconds, 16 seconds, we capped each other's mining plant. And I've just never seen anything like this. And as you can see, they have 3 capture points now, and their GA, basically we're just running back and forth between these 2 points. It's just a race of who can get there first. And you see the bombers already heading over there. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm just gonna keep making my bombing runs. 1 there, that's the general strategy. 2 on the factory, and then another 1 on the way out. And then there's another bomber, a bot bomber coming my way. Hopefully our Su-10 can drop something there. The only drawback with the Su-10, it has a very long reload, but undoubtedly it has the biggest bomb load in the game, and it has a crazy rear gunner, and it's pretty much like a heavy fighter. So yeah, I can't remember the last time in the game I've seen 4 specialized high-tier bombers and then 2 GA on the team. Also, you know, it just doesn't happen on the normal schedule. But because the event's going on right now, everyone's trying to maximize how much cap points they can get, and the most cap points you can get are in a bomber. And the crazy thing, how I mentioned in the title, 3 players are getting 20,000 personal points. And the only reason why that's possible is because we're flipping each other's caps so much. If this was a normal game and that one of those tier 10 bombers was by himself, he could only cap the mining plant so many times. But because we're always constantly capping them, we're just flipping them, getting crazy amounts of personal points and cap points. So I make my bombing run, but it looks like I get taken out by one of my own bombs. It says I crashed, but I clearly didn't crash. But we have the Su there, the Su-10, we have a GA there. We end up capping it anyway. Okay, so Squall Line's gonna be coming up in just a few seconds. And at this point, I think, how is this not a runaway? How are we not just getting slaughtered? And I think it's because what I mentioned before, there's only 2 mining plants. You know, it doesn't really do too good to try to bomb the air bases. But with the Su-10, the enemy player on the Su-10, he's pretty much flying it like a heavy fighter also. So I think that made the big difference in this game. Not only did he try to cap the mining plants, but he was able to use some of his guns to cap our air bases. Because the other specialized bomber in the tier 10 German, he can cap the mining plants by himself, no problem. Okay, so they cap our other ones. And same bomb drop. 1 before. Oh, I hit 2 there. And I see that the factory is almost done, so I just dropped 1 there. Another bomb there, so I hit 4 targets. Cap another mining plant, just because why not? And just as quickly as we capture that one and the enemies flip that, it's a race to who can get there first. And I'm thinking if we can kind of hold those air bases, how I mentioned, maybe we can hold out a little bit longer. And I don't want to go to the center because I know there's an XF90 out there and I see him already. So I'm hoping I can go off to the side and maybe he won't see me. But at this point I realize he sees me and I have to try to make a play for my rear gunner. So you see he's already in range from 1,000 meters away. I try to pitch up a little bit. You know, I'm not a bomber pilot myself, but I guess, oh man, if the other J7W2 wasn't there, possibly I would have got him. But I know what bombers do is when you have a heavy fighter coming along like that, they start rolling and they start pitching, they go inverted to make you overshoot. So if I had more, control during the gunner view, I probably could have done that, but I just don't know how to do that. And sure enough, in the waning seconds of this game, they're gonna cap our mining plant right now. But honestly, the fact that it was even this close, the fact that much was going on, some of the best players in this game are on the enemy team, and we still somehow was kind of close. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't care who you are. And 3 players with over 20,000 personal points in the game. I've never seen that anymore. So that was it for this one. Crazy game.